we are in the warmest lighting ever because sis is not looking her best. And it's funny because I'm by a window and someone just came to our house and like I want to open this window, but then he's gonna like think I'm looking at him, so I'm gonna like wait for him to leave. And I just looked and he's still there. Anyways, so this is the intro to the video you are about to see. I'm introing this video because I actually filmed this video on March 15th. Yeah, it was like mid-March and it is April 7th or 8th today. It's quarantine. I literally don't know. All days blend together. But yeah, it was almost a month ago and it was like at the very beginning of when the coronavirus, like the madness, the corona hysteria kind of started to begin. And I was kind of going, well, I don't know why I'm explaining. I kind of already explained it in that video, but basically the reason why I'm filming this intro is because a lot of time has passed, and like I said, it's been almost a month, and there's been literally so much has changed. We had no idea what was gonna happen, but we're here a month later. We're still alive. I don't know why I'm laughing about that. I laugh in awkward times. Okay, let me articulate what I'm trying to say. Calm down, Katie. Anyways, so I filmed this video over a month ago, and it was right around when all the craziness, hysteria started, and I was one of the people that was freaking the freak out. Like literally, like I'll just be honest with you, had to take as needed anxiety medication in order to function. Like, not even kidding, I hadn't taken it in like 6 to 8 months, but for the first time, like I literally needed to take it. And it just really made me worried for other people, like in my situation, other people that deal with anxiety, with things of that nature. So I hopped on the camera and I kind of just filmed something that honestly would make me feel better. Why am I like freaking out right now? There's literally no reason. So I filmed what I thought would have made me feel better because like I had to go through like a little mental walkthrough in order to like calm down, and that has really helped me. Like in the last month, of course, I've had anxious moments like throughout this whole thing, but just being grounded and just knowing that everything is okay. Like I've been okay and I've been able to work through this and still make day-to-day decisions. I think he's gone. Hold on. Oh, he's still there. He's still there. Okay, calm down. Like, what if he can hear me? That'd be so weird. Okay. Anyways, he's like cleaning his car. Okay. So he dropped off like stuff at our house. He's my brother's friend, and then now he's cleaning his car in front of our house. And okay. Anyways. So the reason why I didn't post it like immediately, like in real time, was because I had watched it back and I'm like, I don't know if this is like insensitive. I don't know if this is gonna be like, took in the right way, to whoever it reached. I don't want anyone to be thinking like, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Like, especially because if things did get super worse, I can hear his car, he's leaving. If things did get super worse, like, I guess it would kind of sound insensitive and stuff. But basically, everything that I said in the video was kind of the way things played out, thankfully. And I know that people are still dealing with anxiousness through this really difficult time now. So honestly, I just watched the whole video through, and it is still super relevant to what is going on right now. So I really just thought I would post it and it would reach the right person. Okay, let me open this. Oh, he has not left. Oh my God, should I just show you? Okay, no, I'm not gonna show you. His car's on, but he's sitting in his car. Okay, so yeah, I think it's still relevant. It's kind of a lengthy video, so if you want, watch it all the way through. And this is just from me to you. Please try to stay as chilled out and as calm as you can, because the worst thing that could happen is your mental health deteriorate because of this. Like, I don't want that. I know you don't want that. So just try to I say all this in the video, which is so annoying. Like, why don't I just like start the video? Yeah, I'll do that. Just go watch the video. It's better than this. Hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Katie. I don't usually make videos here on YouTube. I mean, I kind of like dabble, if you know what I mean. But I don't normally make these kinds of videos, these kinds of sit-down videos. And I don't really know or understand why, but I really just got the urge to make this video because I've been thinking about this topic a lot, obviously. I mean, I think it's the topic that's on everybody's mind. And I just had a couple things to say regarding the topic, and I'm hoping that this will reach the people that it needs to reach, and it will hopefully calm a few people down. It will help you see things from a different perspective. And really, I think my role in all of this, not that this virus is about me, clearly not, but something I feel in my heart is that those who are feeling hopeless and afraid and scared, which, you know, the people that struggle with anxiety, the people who have gone through like natural disasters and stuff like that before, I totally understand your concern and why this situation is terrifying and scary and all of those adjectives. But this video is to hopefully, like I said, just make you understand that you are okay, you're safe. I'm sorry, I'm not like looking back because I don't believe what I'm saying. It's just, I'm not that natural at talking in front of a camera, but I felt the need to say this. So here we go. I started really thinking about this last night, actually, because believe it or not, I started to be one of the people that started to panic and started to freak out and say, oh my goodness, my local Walmart, their shelves they're cleaned out. Oh my goodness, people are panicking. Oh my goodness, there's travel bans, there's this, there's that, there's stuff going on. Things are not normal. And like I said, I started being the one that was like hyperventilating, like freaking out, panicking. But then I realized something pretty big. I guess the big question is, am I afraid of the coronavirus? And should you be afraid of the coronavirus? And the implications that surround this pandemic. So to answer the first question, am I afraid of the coronavirus? You might be surprised by this answer, but yes, I am afraid. I'm afraid of the coronavirus the same way that I am afraid of every single day when I walk out into my car and I put my key in the ignition and I drive on the street. I'm afraid in that same way because every single time I drive on that road, there is a level of risk that goes into being on the road. I mean, even if I'm the best driver, I'm wearing my seatbelt, I'm driving the speed limit, I'm not making illegal U-turns, you know, whatever. There are still things that can happen to you while you are on the road where you will, you know, end up in a pretty terrible situation. You know, you can get crashed into, a freaking boulder while you're driving by a mountain can drop on your car. Like, there's a lot of things. And all of those things have to do with the same thing, which is that you don't have control whether if those things happen to you or not. I'm afraid of the coronavirus the same way that I'm afraid to exist, quite frankly. I mean, every day that I'm alive, that we're all alive, there is, like I said, this element of risk. Just being alive. I can walk outside, I can get hit by a meteor. I could get, a plane can fall on me. I mean, you know, there's so many outside sources that we can't control. And I guess my point of all of this is, am I afraid of the coronavirus? Yes. I mean, like I said, I'm afraid, but on the same level of afraid as I am to do those other things. Being alive, existing, there is some scary factors to it. Now, I really hope my point is being made in this video. The point of what I'm trying to say is, yes, it's scary to be alive, but is that a reason for it to take away from your joy and from your peace and from your contentment? No. You should not be afraid, because I have done so much research on this corona thing. Hold on, let me make sure. Okay. I've been doing so much research on this corona thing. I've read every article. I've been on every blog. I've been on every update website, the news, everything. So I am caught up. And if you're watching this and you've done all those things too, you'll see the same consistencies that I've seen, which is there is no consistencies. Like, some websites will say one thing, other websites will say another thing. You're reading testimonials that are saying, oh, it's not that bad. And then you're reading other testimonials that are saying this is bad and it can only get worse. And so, coming from someone that definitely should not be reading those kinds of things, my first advice to someone who's freaking out about this coronavirus is stop reading. Stop reading. Stop scrolling. There was a couple-day period where I had to completely turn my phone off. Completely. Just turn it off. Because it was very stressful. It was very like, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I already have anxiety, like, minus this pandemic. So with it on top of it, it was like, it was just too much. It became overwhelming. And I just realized that no matter how many articles you read, no matter how many testimonials you read, you don't know the facts. You don't know what's going on. There's so many things that, you know, the national medicine, whatever they're called, those people are not going to say, because either A, it's going to freak out the masses even more. And right now, hysteria is not what the government and, you know, like the top people want. Like, they don't want everyone to start freaking out, because then that messes up with the economy and people stop buying, people stop spending. And I mean, who wants that? Who wants a broken society? Nobody wants that. So you're never going to know all the facts. So stop reading. Just stop reading and try to breathe like I need to do right now. I'm like straining myself, not being. This is a weighted blanket. This is helping me. Step number 2, get a weighted blanket. I'm kidding. But yes, see, I'm even freaking out talking about it. Like, I'm fine, but talking about it does make me feel quite freaked out. So anyways, let me keep going. Stop reading. Stop trying to get a mental grasp on the coronavirus. Because obviously, if we are in national emergency, this is bigger than, like, okay, because I see some people downplaying it, say it's no big deal, and I see people completely freaking out and being like, oh my god, the world's ending. I see people on YouTube making videos like how to prepare for the end of the world, and I'm like, stop assuming either way. Stop assuming that, oh, this is no big deal, this will pass in a week or a couple days, like everything will go back to normal. And stop assuming that there's about to be an apocalypse and this is the end of the world and this is Armageddon. Like, stop. Don't do either of those. Just try your best to think about it from a rational point of view. Say, I am one person, I am one mind, I'm one perspective. How am I going to try to take on the world's perspective and understand really try to grasp really what it is that is going on. All you need to know is that there is a global pandemic, and things are not going to be ran in these next few days, next few weeks, the way they normally are. Society may or may not freak out more. There might even go through a period of time, I've been reading, going against my own advice, there might be a period of time where you can't leave your house. And I know, to us people who love our beds, if you would have told us that in any other context, that would have been like, oh my goodness, like, this is heaven. But no. If there's a national pandemic and they're telling us you can't leave your house, that's going to seem scary. My dad said something to me that was pretty comforting. I was like, well, Dad, like, what if we get like quarantined to our house or whatever? And like, I don't know how the whole quarantine process works. I honestly don't claim to know how anything in this realm of things work, But he told me, like, if things start to get really bad, he's like, you need to understand that this country is prepped for things like this. The same way we're prepped for wars, the same way we're prepped for like national disasters, like our country is prepped for these kinds of things. So if it were to come to that, like a National Guard, he told me, this is what he told me. Maybe I'm going against my own advice, believing my dad, but he told me, like, dude, no, like, you need to stop worrying. Like, if it were to get to that case, like, there's a National Guard, he will bring us food, like, stop. Like, you need to stop assuming the worst case scenario, which goes back to my second piece of advice. Just try not to think about all of the what ifs. Try not to think of all of those, because those what ifs will, in fact, drive you insane. Try to take it one day at a time, because, quite frankly, every day from this point out, ever since it was declared a national emergency, it could be different. It could be tomorrow. Like, I from what I'm hearing, the state borders are probably going to get shut down soon. So what I'm doing, I'm being proactive. I'm actually driving back home to Arizona either tonight or tomorrow morning. And just because most of my family's over there, and just in case anything, like there's like a couple week or month quarantine, you know, I want to be with most of my family. I have family here too, but those are the family I want to get quarantined with, if that makes sense. So yes, is there anything else that I feel the need to say? I have tried to come up with ways to try and just bring hope to people and to calm people down. I was watching videos, this was on Twitter, of people in Italy, and they were like singing like through their household. That was like the most beautiful thing ever, because even though, and I was telling my parents this, I was like, wow, like this whole situation just makes you see how fragile all of this is. And when I say all of this, I mean like the system, the economic system, like just, I mean, obviously it's not just one little tiny thing, like a pandemic, like that's pretty big. But when it comes down to it, what is most important is being with your family, getting water. But I won't even go into the topic of hoarding supplies, because I've seen arguments for it and I've seen arguments against it. My family personally, we went out and we bought a few 5-gallon, like, they're big, 5-gallon buckets of water. So to me, that's a really good choice over the bottles. I don't understand like the need for everyone to buy all the bottled water. Like, we went to Walmart, there was no bottled water. We're like, okay. The whole toilet paper situation, again, I don't really understand, because like, let's just say worst case scenario, I mean, you can always wipe with, you know, like an old towel, you can cut them up, you can wash them, you know. So I don't really understand the need for that. Food, I guess I understand that, because it's food. You have to have food to live. But like my dad said, if worse comes to worse, like I'm sure that this country is prepared for this. And as scary as it seems now, like life where I live, things are still pretty normal. Like I was able to work yesterday still. I do Uber Eats, and I was still able to deliver. In fact, I think I had more work because nobody wants to leave their house. So I was out there, and I know that the basic instructions is to stay in your house as much as you can, and I am doing that. It's just like I needed to work, so I continued to work. Everything seemed like, restaurants did seem a little bit less busy, but they're still business. I went to a few shopping centers. They seemed pretty full, which I was like, I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, things could definitely get worse, but don't let your mind accept the fact that things are going to get as bad as they can. Speaking from the queen of anxiety, my mind does that all the time, and it's just, there's no need for that, okay? I'm not the best at speaking in front of cameras. This is not me. I am not Joey Graceffa. I'm not like, no. I just felt the need to say that. I'm just a random girl with a YouTube channel, with a YouTube account. I don't have a lot of subscribers or anything like that. I just felt the need to put this out. Okay? Okay. You guys be safe out there. And I'm trying to figure out, like I said, things that like, let's just say bad things do happen. I'm thinking about like possibly I don't know, performing in public and just like making people smile or something. I don't know. But yeah. That was it. You guys stay safe, okay? Everything's gonna be okay. Even if things do get worse, you're gonna be okay. You're going to adapt. That is what us humans are best at doing. For the ones that have passed, may they rest in peace. I understand that is obviously that's bigger than me and bigger than what most people are willing to acknowledge, but that is a fact in which is happening. People are passing, and that is truly devastating, and I just pray for safety and for hope for everyone, and for everyone to continue to, like I said, just carry out hope and realize that we are strong and we have survived much more than this. So yeah, I'll stop pretending like I know everything and I'll go.